I'm Anil Kumar. In this video, we will do factoring by groupings. We have two examples to begin with. First one is x cubed plus 3x squared plus 4x plus 12, and we have x cubed minus x squared plus x minus 1. You can pause the video, factor, and then look into my suggestions. Great. Now, whenever you have four terms, grouping should come to your mind first. Now here, how could you group? We have 4 and 12, that means the ratio is 1:3. Here also the ratio is 1:3. So that is a good group, right? So these two and those two. So let's group and then factor. In the first group, x squared is common. So let me write x squared. So x cubed divided by x squared is x. And then when you factor out x squared, you are left with 3. Here, 4 is common. You are left with x plus 3. So you have x plus 3 as a common factor, right? So factor that out, x plus 3, x squared from the first term plus 4 from the other one. So that is the factored form of the given expression with 4 terms. Let's do the next one. Now here, form the groups. Just as we did earlier, we can combine these two in one group, those two in the other. X cubed minus x squared has x squared in common, right? So we could write this as x squared is common, x minus 1 plus we have x minus 1 here. Now x minus 1 is a common factor. So we can write this as x minus 1 times x squared plus 1, correct? So we get a factored form. Now let me change this question a bit. So what I will do here is I'm changing the question as x cubed minus x squared. I'm keeping this exactly same, okay? And I'm changing this part with interchanging this. Instead of x minus 1, I'll write this as plus 1 minus x, right? So if I interchange it like this, then can we factor it or not? Let this be the question for you to think, okay? Now here also, I'll make a change and create another question for you. So that is slightly more difficult than what we did. X cubed plus 3x squared, I'm keeping that kind of same. And what I'm doing here is I'm changing one expression, and that is I'm making this as negative. And let us see if that helps us to factor this expression or not. So I'll write this as minus 4x minus 12. So I've made a change here. Now let us see whether we can factor it or not, right? So let's redo the question. This new one now, grouping x squared, we get x squared. We are left with x plus 3. Now here minus 4 is common, right? So if I take minus 4 common, I get x, and minus 12 divided by minus 4 is plus 3. So we could factor this. Do you see that? So now we can write x plus 3 as the common factor, and we get x squared minus 4. So we have factored. But remember, x squared minus 4 can be factored as difference of squares. So we should continue. This is still factorable. It is not yet completely factored. So I'll continue with this, and I could write this as x plus 2 times x minus 2. Do you get an idea, right? So that is how this expression will be factored. I hope you appreciate it. Now let's do the second one. Now in this case, we'll begin with x squared as common factor, x minus 1. Now what should I do with this? We can take minus common, and I can write this as x minus 1. Do you see that? That's the tricky part. Now since x minus 1 is a common factor, I could write this as x squared minus 1. And just as we factored difference of squares, this is also difference of squares. So we could write this as x plus 1 times x minus 1. You get an idea, right? Some of you can square this and write, no harm, writing this as kind of like this. Okay, that is also correct. But I hope with this variation you appreciate how things may change. So I'd like you to go through these two examples once again and appreciate how grouping could help us factor such questions. I'm Anil Kumar. You can always share and subscribe my videos. Thank you and all the best.